What's up guys, it's the real Zaki, back here with another video. You already know I'm dropping that fire content. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Zaki. Be sure to subscribe, drop a thumbs up, and definitely hit the notification bell because we're dropping the craziest content. I guess you guys kind of like this new setup where it's a lot clearer, focus is a lot better, lighting, all that stuff is better. What we're getting into today, people cannot get sales, like not even one sale. You think back, it's one sale. You gotta convince one person on this planet to buy something from you. Do you think that's like super difficult? It was difficult for me personally. It took me a while to get the hang of it. Now it's just clockwork, right? Like it's not, I don't mean to brag in any way or anything like that. It's just a skill that I've gained, and you guys will eventually gain completely and master it and be able to do this all. There's a lot of factors that go into not being able to make a sale, and there's a lot of factors that could get you a sale easily. If you can't get a sale and you're doing everything exactly right, then you're not doing everything exactly right. There's something going wrong. Like in math, they say it's arithmetic error. There's an error going down like the path that you're trying to follow. There's an error. It's either you haven't chosen the right traffic source, the right product, there's no correlation, the product is garbage. There's so many things. Like I'm gonna be just straightforward with you guys. There's a lot of things that could happen and could take place. I did exactly what they said. I did. Everybody on YouTube, I've taken this course, that course, this person told me that, this person told me this, but it's not working. No. The thing is, it's not the process that's broken, it's you that's broken now. So you gotta fix yourself. Let it be mentally, let it be skill set, let it be something that's taking place. Generally, this is exactly how the funnel would go. Big issue that a lot of people don't like, it's like when did I make the largest amounts of money? When I was using influencers, right? The largest amounts of money that I ever made was when I would actually find a page before I found a product. So I would be searching. I would stumble across a page that has an audience that I haven't seen before, and I would look at the content that they were offering and be like, oh, if they like this kind of content, then they would definitely love this kind of product. This is exactly what I did. I would find a page, analyze the content, and be like, oh, they're engaging with this, that. They love this, they love that, they hate this, they hate that, because the engagement wasn't as high. And then I would just go find a product that correlates, and it was a lot easier. First of all, now I have an audience already in mind, because I know a big issue people have, they'll find a niche, they'll find everything, and they go to Instagram and they're like, it doesn't correlate. Like they can't find an Instagram influencer that's large enough for their product, for their niche. So all of a sudden they're stuck in the water and they're like, okay, what do I do? You want to keep in mind that if you find the content, be like, oh, they like X, Y, and Z, so that means they'll like X, Y, and Z products. Then you advertise via Instagram and just do that way, and you're not lost, right? Like you have some direction to lead into. But is it a lot of hard work? Absolutely. People always hit me up, I can't find no Instagram pages, I can't find this. You gotta look at the statistics. There are 500 million users, rapidly growing. I think it's like north of 600 actually now. They have a lot of help from Facebook, so they're not in lack of users, they're not a lack of influencers. So you just haven't looked hard enough, to be honest. Like it's just a plain fact and truth. So coming back to how do you get a first sale? You find a winning product. You find a product that's already selling. People want to discover their own niche, their own category, their own place, right? When it doesn't really work like that, you definitely, when starting out, maybe when you have capital to invest into creating your own brand in your own category, which I definitely suggest when you have enough money, up to maybe a couple of thousands of dollars. When you have X amount of dollars, I would definitely suggest skipping the whole drop shipping, keep it as a cash flow business, but definitely start to build a brand, a long-term business, because that's where the money in long term is made. Drop shipping, eventually products will die. If anybody tells you they've been selling a product for 5 years, I want to learn from them. Drop shipping, I want to learn from them. They have email-based lists that they can retarget and market to. I want to learn from them. They're doing something that I'm not. Is a means to an end. Products will die, things will die. Always have a brand there, because the brand is like, it's a baby. Like you nurture it, you take care of it, but in the long term it holds returns, because it's your get all the milk. You want to get everything that gets money as fast as it can, so it feeds the larger and the larger scale business. But that's for another video, another topic. But coming back to how you can get your first sale is strictly using Instagram influencers, finding a product that you already see selling on one page. Find a different page that correlates to that audience, because there's never going to be one page for one audience. Get that product pretty much shouted out. If it has good engagement there, it will have good engagement on another page. Like that's one strategy that I would used to use. There's no shame. Okay, they say in business there's no shame in copying. There's actually somebody that hit me up. I copied their thumbnail, I copied their video. I have no shame in it because it worked. In business, if it's working, you take it, you copy it and run. There should be no shame. You're good at what you're doing. Like, it's more of a respect thing, more of a recognized, like you've been recognized. But everybody wants to be creative and everybody wants to create their own path. If you want to make money, you're going to have to do something that other people have done. If you want to make large amounts of money, now you just got to tweak it a little bit, add your own little spice and flavor, and now you start running, you start going for the big players. WhatsApp was sold for north of $20 billion. They were just a better version of iMessage. They just tweaked it a tiny bit. They made it a little bit better, and they sold for north of $20 billion in less than 10 years. So that's something you guys definitely want to keep in mind. If you're not copying people when you're starting out, you're doing something wrong. You need to copy people when you're starting out. You do not need to be creative. You're not no genius because you haven't done it. You guys gain these skills. Is a mechanic smarter than a doctor? They have two different skill sets. A mechanic is a surgeon for a car, and a doctor is a surgeon for the human body. They learn two different skill sets, right? So like they're both respecting their manners. What's already selling? What's out there selling? And go get your piece of the pie and be patient and go from $100. Because I remember when I made for $100 in a whole month, I was kind of ecstatic till I realized it was only $100. But then I realized I didn't work 1 hour at a desk. I was working all on my time. Did I put in more than 50 hours into that $100? Absolutely. So if you like equate that, I was getting $2 an hour. But did it open the doors to much more money? Absolutely, which is something you guys got to think long term. If you make $100, now how do you do that? It's 100 into 2 to 4, 6. It's like compounding, right? Like you don't wait for returns in an investment the next day. You wait to compound and slowly make your money, right? So that's one thing everybody needs to keep in mind, and one thing that everybody needs to slowly digest and understand. The reason they're not making a sale could either be they're doing something wrong in the process, something's wrong with them, or it's just a mindset. Like you don't think you could do it, so you limit yourself, and automatically like it's all taken away from you, because that motivation and hoorah, everything goes a long way, but absolutely it ends somewhere. And to start gaining skills and start working on your craft and putting in the hours. This is serious. You got to do your research. You got to put in the hours. You cannot cheat the grind. So that's one analogy I like to use. And you got to think long term, because crops do not grow overnight. They take long term. If you take care of them, you subtly take care of them, keep taking care of them, keep taking care of them, you will eventually see amazing returns. So that's my 2 cents on why people can't get sales. I'll be going over a bunch of other things and topics that like you guys like. Make sure to leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe, because it's the real Zaki. Drop a thumbs up. Follow me on my social channels. We hit 10K, so we're doing a giveaway. Make sure to follow my IG. Stay tuned for that. Zaki's out. Peace out, family.